In this video I will teach you how to edit and create collimators. It is very conveniently split into two parts, theoretical and practical. In the first part I will show you the process including everything required. After I shall focus on sharing my thoughts, bugs and generally all I know about the topic that you might encounter. Obviously I highly encourage you to watch it until the end, but you're good to go with just the first part if you're willing to. What is a collimator, you might ask? In War Thunder they are used on almost all the planes and helicopters. It's this glass with some yellowish lines on it. Unsurprisingly, this is what pilots in simulator battles see all the time unless they have a keybind for disabling it. Today I will be showing you how to transform an image on a collimator into anything you want within the boundaries of War Thunder's abilities, but more about what it can be used for in the second part. First step will be downloading War Thunder CDK. Follow the link in the description and install the latest version of CDK. Keep in mind that it tends to work poorly after every major War Thunder update, so make sure to keep it updated if you had it on your computer before. I suggest installing it into War Thunder's folder. Pick a plane you want to make a collimator for. I will be choosing F-84 as an example. Go to customization, in the bottom right corner click on the magic wand. Or a pencil, or a stick. It'll create a user skin in your War Thunder's directory. Navigate there, find the skin you created. In it you will find some textures and a text file. For the sake of the guide's simplicity, I will be deleting textures and useless info in the text file. Open the text file, insert what I provide in the video description. Now we have everything ready to begin working on the collimator. To change the plane's side to whichever we want, we will need to replace the current vehicle's collimator with ours. First step towards this will be finding the original. For this, enter a test drive with the vehicle and open Asset Viewer, which we downloaded with CDK. In the program, type collimator in the filter bar. Keep pressing enter until you find the collimator that perfectly matches ours. In F-84's case, the collimator is made of two parts, static and wobbling jelly, so I need to find the moving part too. After you find matching pictures, export them in the DS format. We won't need Asset Viewer anymore. First of all, I want to remove the moving part at all. To do this, I need to copy-paste its name into the text column. Below it, I paste empty collimator line. Now, let's save and see if it has changed in the game. Don't forget to select appropriate user skin. Now I will change the static part, but this time I want to draw something and then use my design on the plane. For this, open the collimator texture we exported in the DS format. I personally used paint.net to edit it. You can use anything you want. And no, regular paint won't work because it doesn't support .tga format, which we will need later. You can download paint.net for free, links in the description. Now it's all up to you to make it look however you want. After you've done Bob Rossen, save the file in the TGA format, preferably rename it into something simple. Now in the replace text column, insert the name of your text file with .tga at the end. Note that in-game collimators have asterisks at the end. Meanwhile, custom collimators must have .tga at the end. Instead of creating a new collimator, you can replace a collimator with another pre-made collimator as well. Just find one in the asset viewer and copy-paste its name into a text column with the asterisk at the end. If you move your head around, you'll notice that there are multiple sides in the collimator. This thing has been around since 2015. I've already made a bug report about this and it got passed to developers, but I suppose no one cares about Sim and its niches. I will leave a link to the bug report on the forum. If you want to make another one, be my guest and let me know in the comments if you do. I'm not a fan of this anymore. Another bug you might encounter is an error when creating a user skin. I have no idea how long it's been around, but I first had it in May 2021 and other people on the internet have it too. To bypass it, just find the user skin or War Thunder Live for the desired vehicle, open it, delete all textures and you'll have the basis I was showing earlier. Speaking of it, you can add collimators to skins, just don't delete any texture files then. There are a few similarly looking collimators. N3A collimator and Type Mark II collimator for example. Once I was hitting my head against the wall for a long time just to later discover that the texture I wanted to use was in the DS format. I simply forgot to save it as .tga after finishing working on it. If you will ever get stuck trying to change the collimator, I recommend comparing what you have with some working ones. Feel free to contact me in the comments on live, I will always help you out.
Whatever you do, Phoenix, don't sneeze!
I have categorized existing collimators into 4 categories: aesthetics, memes, trajectory, rockets, bombs. I have seen 2 types of sites like that. It seems like they author deleted the original post, but I have screenshots of the first type. I don't think that's quite useful. It's more confusing than anything else. For what it's worth, this could be somewhat helpful on Canberra if it had 20 times less rounds. What I find more useful though is the Unicrus 87 trajectory collimator. Although you can quite call it a trajectory, it simply marks where a round should be at a certain distance. There are a couple of collimators that help with aiming rockets. Each of the sites has its own instructions and conditions like speed, diving angle, etc. You can find all of them in my sim collimators pack if you're following the link in the description. Now, this is what I want to talk about a little more. Originally, I wanted to discourage you from creating sites for bombs, but each time I found myself crashing my own arguments in an imaginary debate in my head. I'm not able to come up with why it's objectively bad. So instead, I will shit on bad bomb sites like this one. Author specifically states that you should dive from target at 10 to 15 degree angle. If you don't see an issue with this, then just watch these clips. This is a bad way of doing chaos. It's not bad, it's horrible, it's atrocious. If you take a look at my IL-28 or Hurricane sites, then you'll see that I highly encourage you to dive from above. And this guy who made this site has 6 ground kills with the vehicle he designed it for and a very questionable stat card entry regarding pillaging tankers. Obviously, no hate towards them personally, I don't want to appear toxic, but this is just an extremely hurtful experience to your skill and efficiency. Originally, I designed Hurricane site to be training wheels for anyone willing to learn how to destroy tanks with rockets, but the kind of gameplay this bomb site wants to provide is just wrong. This is a whole another topic of how to be a proper CAS player and I can't talk about it much right now, so please just a random guy whose YouTube channel is all about making you have a better experience and don't make sites like these not only for bombs but for rockets and God forgive me torpedoes too. I'm not implying that all bomb sites are bad, there are some specific vehicles that could use them I believe. Just make sure to make collimators for dive bombers and not feeders. Go to battles, custom battles, create session, choose a map, arcade battles to see the distance, limited ammo to know, include bots and tanks, choose your expected enemies, increase number of players, then it's all about determination and correcting your collimator. For Hurricane, I had some experience in simulator battles before creating a side, so I chose the speed, diving angle, and launch distance and started to work on it. I drew the circles, tried to hit the bot with them, and then repeated the process until I was satisfied with the result. I wish I could make a map in map editor that would help this whole process, but I don't have the required knowledge in the moment, maybe sometime in the future. You can use any picture and almost any in-game texture from Asset Viewer as a file for collimator. This is not that much useful, but I'm just letting you know that you don't have to limit yourself with drawing in paint.net. Be creative with colored pictures and try to put something around an aiming spot or whatever, Godspeed. Don't forget to upload your creations to War Thunder Live. I use the sides section, otherwise collimators might get lost in camouflages and it doesn't make much sense overall. Make sure to add a collimator hashtag.